Hello, my name is Leon. Welcome back for another episode of Victoria Free as Mexico. In previous episode, we managed to conquer these two states from Oregon, as well as remove their claim from Idaho, so we can now start colonizing that. Or we have already started, to be fair. We're building a bit of wheat farms and a bit of gold mines. We got a few more things in the construction queue, but not too many. We're not getting too much from the investment pool yet, though, but that's partially because the interventionism hasn't really kicked in yet. We're slowly working towards it, at least. Although we haven't even gotten through the sponsorship yet, which is a bit of bad news for us. But we've got success chances 39% and 41% for the advance, so it's very likely that at least it will get higher and higher chances of passing every time that it rolls. So, you know, it's not all bad. This score within the landowners. Oh, we're going to reduce the attraction a bit further. Or I'm going to take the 15%. I'm going to reduce the attraction a bit further, so they will probably lose a bit more of their clout, which would be quite handy, admittedly. So we're still losing some money. We are at least building. I mean, the farms being built in Oregon are taking a long while to build because the construction efficiency over there is utterly rubbish. But at least, you know, it's taking a lot of money from the investment pool, so we're not taking quite as heavily loans, so that gives us a bit of time for the other things to be built. There we go. There's a gold field, or gold mine rather, being built over here. That's now hiring a bit more people. I suppose we could put in a rails transportation in there, just for the heck of it. It won't be cheap. Oh, well, there we go. Now we're making a bit of money. Do we have three? Oh, no. We've got, well, I suppose these two are now using the majority of the construction speed. So that kind of makes sense. And the first wheat farm is almost done, but now the railway in Arizona is also going to be giving us a bit of investment pool transfers. Okay, so the Americans are importing our hardwood. Interesting. Let's have a look at our trade route. So we're importing 12.5 silk right now, so at least getting some revenue out of there. The paper production, or the paper trade route, is probably unnecessary at this stage. Oh, we do have another import route for paper from Britain, though. I suppose that's fine enough for now. I mean, actually, is that fine enough for now? We could use a bit more paper, admittedly. How's the... So coal price is pretty high, so we could probably go ahead and build another coal mine down here. I'm sure that will be just fine. I'm going to build a few of them, actually. Of course, we don't get the investment pool transfers for the coal mines, or any mines for that matter. But at least we've managed to take a decent bit. Oh, trade agreement with USA. This kind of goes against what we had planned, but I suppose... No, I'm going to decline that, actually. We don't have any trade routes into America, do we? No, actually, we do have one. We're exporting stuff into them, to be fair. I'm fine with paying the bureaucracy price, though, because I want to get the tariffs in. Oh, there we go. The egalitarianism is going to be done very shortly. There we go. And now we're working on the nitroglycerin. After that, we could maybe... Actually, what are we getting in the military? We are getting the shell gun. That could be handy. Especially since it would... well, it's one of the techs that we need for the breech-loading artillery, which is definitely something we do want to get. In society, we don't know yet what it's going to be unlocking in there, but I think we might want to go for the stills instead. Actually, no. We'll go for the bleaching, and then we'll figure out after that one what we want to do. So now we've got 49% chance of success over here. It would be quite odd if we don't get some progress in this now, because it's been a while. And there we go. Now we got more loyalists than we got radicals. We do have a look at the numbers, just out of curiosity. So most radicals... Oh, yeah, most radicals are from the rural folk. And we got... Oh, preserve agrarianism. Yeah, okay. The rural folk are probably a bit upset about the interventionism being instituted. But we needed that for our economy, which we can see has started growing a decent bit again. There's almost 19 million. Rousing speech captivates the public. We can get another 15, or we can get more intergroup attrition, or attraction, sorry, not attrition. That'd be odd. But another 10% chance. I think I'm just going to take the 15%. I want to get this law passed as soon as possible at this stage. So we just need to sort of hold on to the things. We're getting the railway and the wheat farm and... Oh, right, another tooling workshop. That's probably going to be making a lot of money for us. I mean, how are the tooling workshops doing in here? We do use quite a bit of steel, and the steel price is actually fairly high, so we could probably build another steel... Oh, is the steel price high because the coal price is pretty high? So that's probably part of the reason. It is still making a balance in there, but I suppose if we were to increase the production... I mean, how much is the... If you get another level in here, it's going to be a bit of a overabundance of steel, but at the same time, it's probably not the worst thing. We are going to be using steel later on plenty. Right, any news from the world? Not really. Did the British... Okay, they are still in the war against Malayalam uprising. So they're trying to annex that, I believe. I suppose there should be a front line there. Oh, it hasn't started yet. Oh, maybe they annex it and then now there's an uprising from the population. That's probably the case. But the war hasn't actually started yet. Alright then. Okay, so now we're getting a little bit money back, at least. Although we do already have 1.2 million in credit, so that's a decent chunk of money in there. How's the army? So we got 20 battalions from Mexico. Got 5 in Central America. 2 in Dixie, and 1 in Pacific Coast. So yeah, not exactly the highest numbers of troops. I mean, we could probably start increasing the Central America. Is that... Hold on a minute. Let's have a look at the strategic regions. So that is Central America. So if we were to get some more barracks over here, for example, get another, I don't know. Get 3 there. And do we have any here? Okay, we got 1 there, so we can get 1 over there, and maybe 1 over here. So we can get up to 10 battalions over here in Central America, just to provide a little bit extra troops overall, because we do need to increase the army size a bit. How is the military supplies, though? Clippers are still in high demand, but at least the price isn't quite as bad. So where did we have... Here we have the shipyard. So we'll probably just give that another level. Hoping that we can pass the intervention. I mean, it's already 65% chance of success in here. So it's bound to happen sooner or later that it starts moving forward. It's been stuck on the sponsorship for a while now. I don't suppose there's a way for me to import more silk from somewhere. We could import some from the Russians or the Austrians, but neither one of those is particularly good. So actually, I'm guessing Great Qing doesn't have open markets. No, they do. Hold on, so do we have at least some sort of diplomatic ties with them? We can improve relations with them, yes. Oh, they're part of the Russian market. Oh, they're part of the Russian market. Okay, well that would explain why there's no China or the Qing market that we could buy from. Law advance. Okay, now we've got 80% chance. Come on, game. Just get on with it. Alright, so the fine art is something we could maybe build another level in here. We could also get a logging camp over here, I suppose, in Rio Grande. That would give us at least a little bit of wood. Because I do believe we have a bit of... Well, it's not too bad of a shortage in there. At least in terms of price. But there's still quite a bit of shortage in there. And do we have a low class? We do actually have a little bit extra. Did we already switch the ones over here to use the... Yes, we did. What about over here? I think we've done that on all of them, actually. On most of them, anyway. Yes, they are all using the markets quest already. Never mind, we could go for the... No, the public transport wouldn't necessarily fix anything. We could put in the coal lighting, but that's not really going to be very good for us. I mean, the coal price is going to be just sky high at that point. So porcelain, we could maybe get another glassworks at somewhere around here. That would be a decent bit of extra money. Furniture, we could also make a bit more money out of it. So we'll put in some factories in there. I mean, we are going to be getting a lot of things in here. Oh, law enforcement is now level 3. Good. So I'm guessing the construction speed over here is going to be a bit faster now. At least the turmoil effects are going to be slightly reduced. Of course, it's not fully incorporated here, so we're not getting the full benefit of the laws in here, actually. Come to think of it. So yeah, we're losing about 30,000 per week right now. So we probably do need to do something about that. I suppose, actually, if we pull the logging camp into the top of the list, that is going to be something that will be funded by the investment pool. That's actually, we should probably do more of those. For example, over here, I'm going to build logging camp. How much is the... Okay, we could probably build 2 logging camps in here. And then just going to pull these further up in here. I'm not going to put them quite to the top, though. Just to have at least one of them being built at all times. So, reducing the speed that we take it and all that. So, Idaho is almost fully ours. There's a few more provinces in there that we need to take, but it's not too bad. So one of the things that I could maybe do, Haiti. You improve relations with... Alright, we don't have any interest in here yet. I don't suppose we have... No, we don't have any more interest to any... Oh, there we go. We're finally in the study phase. So paper price is high, clipper price is high, and wood price is fairly high in our market. So I suppose that's something we were working on. Did we get the... No, we didn't get another paper mill in here. We did have a paper mill somewhere over here, though. Yeah, right there. So we could probably give that another level. Just for the heck of it. Just spread a little bit of the industry. It's not really the sort of most effective way, but I want to be able to have the standard of living rising across the nation, not just in the urban centres. Which is currently only 11. I suppose we did gain a decent bit of land over here that doesn't really have anything being produced yet. I suppose we could get a wheat farm down there. That's going to be another thing that we can build with the investment pool. Put that ahead of the barracks. So we did get at least one coal mine. Oh, and now we've got 19.5 GDP. Or 19.5 million, that is. But how is the distance to the next one? Ottomans still have about 22 million. So we are definitely catching up to them. I don't know if we'll be able to go past them quite yet. I mean, they have a lot higher population, but the standard of living is a lot smaller than, or decent bit smaller than what we have. And USA now has a higher standard of living. They also got a decent bit higher GDP, although it's no longer twice as high as what they had on us earlier. Okay, the logging camp is going to be done soon. Then it's going to start working on yet another logging camp. We are going to be taking a bit more debt in the meanwhile. Oh, newly found parties. Mexican Liberal Party. Okay, let's have a look at the election. So, oh, the rural folk is part of the Liberal Party, and they are probably going to get a lot of votes in there. Okay, interesting. Oh, a leader of the Catholic Church has died. Industrialists are now powerful, so that actually means we get even more money into the investment pool right now. Yeah, we got more than 8 million in there waiting. Alright, well, we're slowly working on it. We're slowly working on it. Now that we're studying, we got 80% chance of success, so if we could, well, I don't know if we'll be able to pass this before the election is done. Like, we can get at least to the next phase. Most likely into the voting portion of it. But beyond that, I don't know yet. But we are getting the nitroglycerin in 69 weeks. Not 69. Which, actually, in this case, would not be nice. But we got a pretty good amount of loyalists compared to the radicals. I mean, the difference is fairly small, admittedly. But at least we got more loyalists than radicals, and we got fairly high legitimacy. So that means that the rolls on the passing of the law is going fairly quickly. We might even be able to get this law passed before the election. Just about. Because if I'm not mistaken, it should be taking about 90 days. Maybe 100? No, it's 100. Oh, it's going to be right after it. Okay. But now we're at the voting phase, at least. We've got so many bonuses in here that even if we lose industrialists from power, we should be able to pass this law, although I'm not entirely sure. But regardless, Idaho is almost colonized. I think our next war... Well, do we have truces? We don't have truces to the south, so New Granada, how strong is your... Oh, nitroglycerin unlocked. Good, so resource discovery chance is going to go up. We're not going to be necessarily doing a lot with the nitroglycerin, admittedly. We don't have any... I don't think we have any chemical plants yet, do we? No, not yet. That's probably something we should build, though. Suppose we could get one over there. On the west coast. That's going to give us another... Oh, right, that's where we've got the universities. We'd probably get another logging camp in there. And maybe a maize farm. Archers and papers. Okay, who is who? Let's close that. So, the Liberal Party is the intelligentsia, Free Trade Party is the industrialist, or Mexican Liberal Party. Right, so we've got Liberal Party and Mexican Liberal Party. This is starting to be a monthly Python sketch. But that would be momentum for the rural folk. Paper mill throughput, oh, that's actually quite nice. I'll take the paper mill throughput, actually. Right, so, I suppose we can't really do much in there. I do wonder if I could bring... New Granada into my... I mean, I'm kind of wanting to make them a protectorate or something, but of course that would not succeed. We do not have any possible Dominion. Oh, we don't have an interest in there. Okay. Well, since we're not trading with China right now, let's go ahead and actually just remove the interest in southern China. We do still have a shared market with Russia, so if we want to buy stuff from there, we can still do that. That's not going to be a problem, but now we can get at least this area in here. Or start moving into here, and if we were to make a New Granada into Dominion, and then maybe Venezuela and all that, start slowly pushing them into our market here. Because I'm not going to be taking land in Southern America, or past Panama basically, but I will certainly still sort of have a bit of influence in there on the matters at hand, I dare say. Go ahead and push another logging camp to the top of the list. Candle in Mexico. Oh, there's a landowner, but this is the ruler and politician. Resigns for political life, or we could... We'll try to cover up the story for now. I don't necessarily want the landowners to be any stronger, but at the same time, I don't want to lose too much popularity right now either. So the election is going to happen very, very shortly. There we go, so Crown Columbia interest activated, so we could potentially declare war now in here. How much do they have troops? 27 battalions. I don't know how good their troops are, to be fair. Let's have a look. Oh, it's irregulars without artillery. Yeah, so that would be fairly easy. So if we were to make them a Dominion... So actually, what is the... I keep forgetting. Dominions can do their own wars, right? That would be a 12 infamy, but we can actually afford that. There are a few nations that could potentially join, but again, if we keep our infamy low enough, they won't interfere most likely. Unless they have really good relations with them. But yeah, Dominion means that they can still... I believe it means that they can still do their wars and all that. Admittedly, there is the Wikipedia, so let me just check from there. Yes, they are able to start their own diplomatic place, and not forced to join my wars, but they must pay 25% of their treasury income to me each week, so that would allow us to increase our economy quite a bit. So I think that is what we're going to do. Plus, you know, they'll be forced to join my... Actually, why is their market looking like? What do they have a lot? Dyes, fruits, meat, fabrics, tobacco, fish, opium. Oh. I mean, we can also produce some opium ourselves. Liquor, grain... Enough of that, there's a bit of demand for a lot of the... Especially a lot of the industrial stuff, so that could actually be good for our economy as well. Not necessarily... Well, especially the 25% that they'll have to pay me. So I think it's time to do a quick Dominion war over here. We'll activate the 20 battalion army from here. And take it over there to do the advancing. If it looks looking bad, then we can maybe bring in the battalions from Central America as well. But is anyone... Oh, Russia is actually leaning towards New Granada. There's no one that I can invite into the war, but I suppose I could start improving relations with Britain. At least for the time being. We've got a bit of infamy. I suppose I could probably improve relations with Russia as well. For the time being. I mean, they are protective of me. So it's a little bit less likely that... Oh, Brazil would be a potential ally. Okay. What would they want? Return state. Oh, right. Probably one of the Amazonas over here. Fair enough. I mean, if need be, I can call them in. Oh, Russia sides with them. Okay, is there anyone... Well, Russia does have quite a bit of troops. I don't think their troops are that great, but if we were to invite you... And then let's go ahead and activate this to provide some defensive strength in there. I don't think the Russians going to be doing any landings in... Well, since they got a land sort of front in here, I don't think it's going to be too bad. They will have a bit more troops in there, though. But I suppose what I'll do is I'll switch both of these armies to be on the defense for the time being. So it's only 26 battalions versus whatever the Russians send in there. Oh, and the elections are over. So Conservative Party is the winner. Mexican Liberal Party is the second biggest. So Brazil has joined in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just wait until this law has passed before I change the situation. Right, so our ally should be... Oh, there we go. The Russians are sending a lot of stuff in here. Alright then. I don't suppose there's anyone else that I could invite in. Oh, Prussia. Well, what do you need? Offer ban slavery in New Granada. Sure. Welcome aboard. Plus that, it's going to keep the Russian troops rather busy on the Prussian border, I reckon. Good. You know what, Prussia, for that, I'm going to improve... Oh, I can't improve relations with you right now. Never mind. But please pass the law. There we go. Now we can subsidize all buildings, and I should start using the investment pool on the factories as well. Among other things, and mines and all that. So that is going to be really good. Now, let's have a look at the government options. So our current government is 74. We could go for 77. Or 70... Or 64 or 63 with the intelligence and rule folk. I mean, that would allow us to do a bit more new laws, at least. Potentially. But it would reduce the legitimacy quite a bit. We could just go for the Conservative Party again in the lead. We got the law that we desperately wanted. And now we can build a lot of the factories without worrying about too much. Because right now we're not getting that much investment pool transfers, although I'm sure that it's going to get better. So we got our troops defending in here. The Russians are sending in decent bit of troops. Plus they got a little bit of garrison. Oh, the Russians are moving their troops. No, it's the Colombians that are moving their troops away. Are the Prussians moving troops here? There's a lot of movement in here, and there's only the Brazilians over here. But now they are moving their troops in there. How's the Russian troop quality over here? I don't know yet. Let's have a look through here. So what do they have? They got light infantry, mobile artillery, so it's basically the same as us. But they are going to be at... No, they are setting to be defending in here. But there we go. The war is escalating a little bit. But I just want to get my colony, all the dominions in here. Ah, USA is improving relations with us. Well, that's good news. And that means that they won't be attacking our flank here for the time being. So what do we need drastically now? So we need a lot of silk. Services could be a lot higher. But I suppose once we start getting more and more industries and all that sort of stuff, the urbanization is going to start increasing. We could probably get a railway over here. Another railway over here. And get another level for the motor industries over here, because I'm pretty sure that that is going to be needed. And we just got the steel mill as well, so I'm guessing the steel prices... Okay, iron price is a little bit elevated. Do have more infrastructure in here. We do have quite a bit extra, actually, so I'm just going to get another iron mine underway. So that's a lot of things happening. So now we've got a 250 battalions on our side versus 280. They're still activating a lot of the troops, admittedly, on their side. But yeah, we're slowly gaining some ground. Is Panama still... There's not a lot of peasants in there. Nope. We could maybe build a naval base over here. I'm going to turn Central America into my sort of naval region. So do they have... Oh, the Prussians are moving in here. Okay. Well, that should be able to punch through the front line, I reckon. And over here we got already the first combat. The Brazilians are winning their defense here. That's going to be quite a nice turn of events there. And now we're still losing a tiny bit of the investment pool. I suppose since we're building the Arts Academy, that's not covered by the investment pool. But then there's going to be more and more industry, so it will get better and better in terms of the investment pool use. How is the... Actually, if we were to start increasing our construction speed a little bit. Tools, we got a little bit shorter, so not too bad. Iron, we could use definitely a lot more. We are going to be building another iron mine, though. Ooh, another groceries would be probably quite nice. Where do we have the groceries in here? It was... down here. Right, yeah, let's get another groceries there, or food industry level there. So that's the first combat. Now the Brazilians are attacking against the Russians, who do have pretty decent defense in here. I was just waiting for the Prussians to join in. And I suppose the sooner or later... Oh, right, they've got a bit of combat in here. The Prussians are losing their offense right now. Gold depleted in California. Oh dear. It is unfortunate. Oh, enact public schools. There's a lot of support for it. It's not part of the laws that we can pass right now. I suppose if there is a agitator for that. Enact monarchy, elected bureaucrats, no, not really. Well, I suppose the Conservative Party doesn't want to push that law. But as soon as we get some support for it from one of the interest groups, for example, Intelligentsia or something, we could maybe pass that one. Because public schools would be giving us the same benefit for the literacy rate without the... Oh, hello. Trade routes exporting... Oh, right, yeah. I suppose we're not exporting ships to Russia right now. Weird that, I know, but... Oh, raising concerns. Industrialists, well, they are fairly loyal, so I suppose... We're going to avoid losing the petit bourgeois in this group. Political strength actually tiny bit there. Not too bad right now. So we're still losing a bit of money. We are not really advancing in here right now, because I'm pretty sure that these troops are fairly high in defense. I suppose we could maybe give it a bit of an advance. See if we can't make it some progress. And maybe we'll get lucky and they will plunder or something. We'll be spending a decent bit of armed forces during this, of course, but... Oh, the Prussians are also joining in here. Oh. Okay, the offense values aren't all that great, but we've got 40 battalions attacking. Oh, and Idaho has been colonized. Excellent. Right, there's a decent bit of extra pops in there. We could maybe get another wheat farm in. We are using the tools in there for harvest already. How's the tooling workshop, or tool situation in general? We could maybe use another tooling workshop. Let's get that underway. So still got 100 weeks worth of construction underway. So it's going to take a while before we get through all of that. I suppose what we could do by this point is get another construction sector. And I suppose we are going to do that in our capital for the time being. I'm going to put that at the top of the list, so that is going to give... Actually, that is not part of the investment pool transfers. But as soon as that is done, we'll get more transfers in general, so it's not all bad. Oh, Russia is having a revolution. Okay, how bad does it look there? Oh boy, aristocratic revolution is taking all of sort of central Russia here. All the way from Crimea to the White Sea. And now they'll... Oh. Okay. Interesting. Is Russia still part of the war? They are. I mean, of course they are. There's still fights going on between us. But that is an interesting turn of events. Right, so we are going to get a victory through here. So at least we'll get... Is that the capital state? No, the capital state is over here. So we need to get through this first state over here. Antigua. Oh, well, we actually just about got into the capital state as well. Okay, well, that's good. We've got a bit of extra troops over here defending now, so that's also quite nice. There we go, we got another attack, and since we weakened them quite a bit... Do we have, Oh, yes, we got some, Prussians helping us here. That's good. So making pretty good progress there. Now we've got the extra construction sector built. That is going to increase the investment pool transfers a bit more. The investment pool is now diminishing in size a little bit. We've still got 9 million in there, so that's not really a problem, I dare say. So we've got a bit of these underway. And all of those are getting the investment pool transfers. Let's go ahead and... Hold on, was it over here? This one doesn't have it. No, it does have a construction sector. That one does not have a construction sector. I'm going to put one more into the production queue, so we can get to 60 production. So that's 3 buildings at full speed. And slowly but surely we'll be increasing that further and further. But right now we'll need to do it sort of cautiously. How's, by the way, on our population? We've still got 54% peasants. We're slowly getting that lower and lower. It was 58% at start of episode 7. Or before starting that episode, I suppose. But it is slowly getting better for sure. And now we've got a lot of troops in here. Oh, the Prussians are attacking. Am I part of... No, I'm not part of that attack. Alright then. Inefficient agriculture. I suppose we could follow their advice. So now we got a support for the public schools. Can we... We could actually start passing that one. Catholic Church would of course hate that. But I'm going to try passing that one, because if we can pass the public schools now, then that benefit is going to be massive, because the Conservative Party is going to start losing a lot of their support at that point, and then we can maybe get the industrialists or intelligentsia in power more frequently. So we are going to push for all 3 of these. Russia, of course, can't really say much about that one. Even if we were to lose this one, it would be only just a loss of a bit of money. But this way we are going to be getting a lot of money from them. And, you know, they lose one state over here, the Amazonas, but, you know, it's not too bad. They'll still have a decent bit of lands, and I don't think Amazonas, do they? They don't have anything in there anyway, so that's not going to cost them too much. Other than this war, of course, is going to cost... Oh, coal depleted in Colorado, that was a lot of them. That is unfortunate. Right, so down here, we still got some gold mines that we could build. Actually, that reminds me, California... Oh, yes, we can get 2 gold mines there. We can get quite a few gold mines in Nevada as well. There's still a lot of gold fields there. There we go, that's at least a little bit increase in the gold mining portion soon enough. Alright, so we are advancing into the corner there. We've got some defense over here. Some of our allies are probably... Oh, and that is... Oh, that is our army. Oh, we probably just move in there. Right then, and... Yeah, that is going to be an easy victory. Of course, they're not quite ready to negotiate peace yet. But once we conquer their entire nation, that should be making the situation a lot easier for us. So we're actually losing a fair bit of loyalists right now. Probably partially because the Catholic Church is not very happy about this new law that we're trying to pass. Then once we have this as a... Oh! Maybe I should have made a puppet instead. Because I just realized if we have a dominion, we can't... Well, we won't automatically call them into a war. Which means that if we want to do another war, for example, against Venezuela, we'll have to do a landing, and that's not going to be easy. Of course, we're not going to be doing that war immediately. Oh, Russia just stepped out of the war? Well, that means that they will be probably willing to take the peace deal soon, because they are almost fully occupied already. There's still a little bit to the north, which I don't think anyone's advancing in there right now. Hey, low progress to study already. That was lucky. A lot luckier than with the interventionism, but eventually we did get that law at least. Okay, now the Prussians are advancing here. Okay, there we go. The peninsula is almost ours. And they are... Oh, they are actually willing to take the peace deal now. There we go. Excellent. Now we're making 12,000 per month, and we've got our nice Colombia over here, part of our market. I do... Ooh, fertilizer is needed a lot now. Okay, we do have a chemical plant underway. Let's actually have a look at the stuff here, so we could get some explosives at least. We don't actually need a lot of explosives yet, but I want to produce at least some. And we don't have the improved fertilizer for the extra production there yet, but at least we have that, and with that we are actually out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out the links down below in the description, but other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.